and Parahyangan Catholic University, Indonesia, and James Madison University UxLabs, United States. We have 31 selected participants joining this online workshop with the theme Cultivating Youth Initiatives, the use of design thinking tools to address global challenges of COVID-19, and will be held starting today, November 6 and November 13 with coaching sessions in between. Please welcome our speakers. Here are Ms. Fiona Ekaristi Putri and Ms. Yulia Indrawati Sari from Parahyangan Catholic University. We also have Ms. Peatrice, Ludwing, and Erika Louise from James Madison University. Here are also our coaches joining with us. Welcome Ethan, Cameron, Robin, and Emily as the University Innovation Fellows from James Madison University. To start the workshop, let me give the camera to Ms. Sylvia Yazid to deliver a welcoming greetings as the Head Office of International Affairs and Cooperation, Parahyangan Catholic University, and to moderate the first session of the workshop. Please welcome Ms. Sylvia.
Thank you, Rere. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Great.
Excited to be here.
Thank you very much for that. Hello, Julio. Yeah, again, on behalf of Parahyangan Catholic University and JMU, James Madison University, we would like to welcome you to this workshop. It's International Student Workshop on cultivating youth initiatives, and it's on the use of design thinking tools to address global challenges of COVID-19. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sylvia Yazid. I'm currently the head of international office in Parahyangan Catholic University. And this activity, it started when we thought that COVID should not be an excuse anymore. We need to embrace the fact that this is our life now, and maybe this will be our life in the near future. That's why we think that we still need to connect with our partners, and James Madison University has been one of our greatest partners so far. And we decided that let's do something that involves the youth, and we believe that the youth will have ideas, will have thoughts of what can be done to overcome these challenges that we are facing. So that's why we put together these efforts to bring this event, this 1 week event to you. And I would like to thank everyone from the committee before we start, which is Vesna and Dietrich from James Madison University, and then Peatrice and Erika, who have been really supportive towards this program. They will be the stars of this 1 week event. And also my partners in crime, Frameswari and Dian. Frames is from the International Relations Department, and Dian is from Business Administration Department. Thank you to you, and thank you to your bosses who let us kidnap you for a week. And then also for the team from International Office, which is Mas Andi, Theo, and Regina and Ellie, and also Agatha and Danira from the student committees. And of course, we would like to thank the coaches, the student coaches from James Madison University. Thank you very much for helping us. Before we start with the first session, I think we have the honor of having our rector in the room. We didn't officially invite the rector, but he's here. Bapak Mangadar Situmorang, Director of Parahyangan Catholic University. Would you like to say a few words, Pak?
Okay. Thank you, Sylvia. Good morning, everyone. Just a very short welcome to our great colleagues from James Madison University. and of course my colleagues here at Unpar. And it is, of course, a very needed, highly needed event for us to talk about youth initiatives in cultivating, again, in dealing with this kind of, let's say, global pandemic. So it is very highly appreciated for the collaboration and the initiative, again, taken by the international office, Sylvia and teams, and Peatrice, Erika from James Madison University. Congratulations, whatever the result of the general election in the US, hopefully will bring America great again. Well, it is not my part of my campaign. Okay, but the point is, again, we thank you very much for this event, International Student Workshop. And we wish all student participants actively join and get benefit from this workshop. It is our expectation and it is the goals that we are running this workshop. Thank you again. Keep healthy, stay happy, and all the best. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you, Bapak. So for those from outside Indonesia, Bapak is actually Sir. So that's a small introduction of Indonesian to you. Yeah. So let's just start. I would like to make a disclaimer for everyone, also to report to Pak Mangadar. This is not going to be another webinar. You are going to join a workshop, a week of activities. So you, as Pak Mangadar said, that we expect you to be actively participating, because that's how you are going to benefit fully from the workshop. So let's just start, because we have time difference to beat. We are going to start with a session given by two lecturers from Unpar. Let me introduce the speakers. Can we move to the next slide, please? So the first speaker will be Fiona Ekaristi Putri. She is from business administration, and here she is described as a young social entrepreneur who dedicates herself for lifelong learning and community engagement for economic and social betterment. So let's take a look at her CV. The next slide, please. Yes, so Fiona, if you see from her CV, Fiona has tried many things. She has her bachelor degree in international relations, and then she tried a master degree in management, and now she's a lecturer and researcher at the business administration department. But she's also a CEO of PT Budaya Persada Nusantara. It's a social enterprise that works in Indonesian community empowerment through cultural development. Now, interestingly, she is a founder of Pipino's Bakery. She has her own bakery now. So you can we have a bit of a taste of your products later, Fiona?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I'll also introduce the second speaker later, but let's start with Fiona, and Fiona is going to talk about how to survive COVID. Yes.
Yeah.
Fiona, the camera is yours.
Okay, thank you. Mbak Sylvie, thank you very much. And also Pak Mangadar, thank you very much for the warm welcome. And then for the speaker, fellow speaker here, warm greetings from me. My name is Fiona. When the first time I was invited by Dian to speak in this workshop, I was very interested, because Dian said, "Oh, hey, when you speak in this workshop, you can join the student workshop in the next days, hosted by JMUxLabs." That's very promising for me, because I never see design thinking workshop being conducted online. I never see very practical workshop being conducted online. So I was very interested in viewing the workshop tomorrow, enjoying the workshop tomorrow and the next day. And so today, yes, I'm gonna talk about how to survive pandemic. So I'm gonna share the screen from my side, right? I'm gonna share the screen from my computer. Okay, can everybody see the PowerPoint?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is the presentation from me, how we survived the pandemic related to youth initiative and design thinking. How can youth design something or design a project or an initiative to survive the pandemic? So we're gonna answer this, how we survived the pandemic. In fact, we haven't survived the pandemic yet, right? We're still in the situation. We're still haven't found the vaccine yet. We still haven't found the cure, and the victim or the death toll has been increasing every day. In some areas, probably decreasing, and that's good. And I just got the information that in Jakarta, the number or the death toll is decreasing, but the people who takes the swab test is also decreasing in numbers. So I don't think the data is valid in the in the terms of the decreasement of the death toll or the victim of the COVID-19. So we haven't survived the pandemic yet. We're still struggling right now, and we're still struggling in all kind of aspects in our lives, in our business, in our relationship, in our family, um, basically in every aspect of our lives. So before the pandemic happens, 2 years ago, in 2018, I co-founded Pipinos, a bakery. Why the name is Pipinos? Because I've been called Pipin by a lot of my friends in Bandung. When I was a kid, I was called Pipin in Jakarta, but people in Bandung is especially struggling how to mention F, so they call me Pipin. It's Pipinos. Yeah, it's a very catchy name, and sometimes people ask why the name is Pipinos, but this as simple as that. The name of the bakery is Pipinos because my name is Pipin, right? I was interested in culinary world, especially baking baked goods since forever, since I was a kid. But it was just being in the kitchen and helping my mom to prepare the baking stuff, to do the dishes, and finally to taste all of the recipe that she made. And these are our first baked goods ever, 2018. When we start Pipinos, we started by creating some soft cookies. It was not very popular back in 2018 in Indonesia, especially in Bandung and Jakarta. But I know that it's been popular in America ever since, the soft baked cookies, where you can taste the crunchiness of the surface of the cookies, but you can taste the softness and the chewiness inside. We bake them here. This is our small kitchen in apartment in 2018. It's in my apartment. So you can see we have a uh, very small appliances. We have a very small oven. We have a very small hand mixer and also a very small sink. We start everything here. We bake our product, and then people said, or my friend said that the product is good. Why don't you try to sell them? So we try to sell them, right? We try to sell them since 2018. It's by online. People can get it via WhatsApp, via Instagram direct message. They can get the product. And this is our signature jumbo choco melt cookie. Hope it doesn't make your fasting break today. It's so melty, it's so crunchy on the outside, and this is our the most popular product of Pipinos. This is our very first outlet near the uni. So in 2019, we try 1 year after the business has started, we try to open an outlet, a small outlet in the food court, in the food hub near the university. This is very small for I think approximately 2 times 3 meters square. It's so small, but it can fit 2 or 3 people inside to start the operation and to do the delivery service. Okay, on March 2020, we plan to move to a bigger space because we reach a bigger demand of our product. Back then, we have already cookies and cakes. Some of the cakes is very popular. One of them is fudgy brownie. So we need bigger space, bigger kitchen, and bigger oven, and also bigger place to make a service for the customers. So we plan to move here on the March 2020. We already booked the place. We already pay for the place, and then we already not only pay for the renting of the space, but also we pay for the service charge, which is quite high in numbers. Sadly, pandemic happens. We have to close the kitchen. uh, I mean, we have to close the previous kitchen in the food court, in the food hub near Unpar, near Parahyangan Catholic University, and we're back to square one. We have to bake again in the apartment with the small kitchen, with the small appliances, and with higher number of orders, with higher number of demands. Right? It's very different between the first year and the second year. We have growing demands, we have growing customers, and they ask, when will the kitchen be open again? When will the delivery service by GoFood and by GrabFood, the two of most prominent delivery service in Indonesia, be online again? We cannot answer them because we never know when the pandemic will end. We just prepare to bake in the small apartment kitchen since April until we don't know when. But apparently, the small lockdown in Bandung is happening to be 2 or 3 months maximum, and then in June we can start to bake in our old kitchen again, and in June we can start to prepare. We can start the renovation of our new kitchen. What we did in the apartment. This is what we did. In the apartment, we cannot serve delivery for the people who are in need, but we have an idea to serve the customers with custom made hampers. So there are a lot of companies, especially back then. It was in Idul Fitri season in Indonesia when we celebrate Idul Fitri. People share hampers. People give gifts to their family or their relatives, and we try to serve company right now because we know that company can give us more profits that we really need back then, because we have to settle our renting cost, and we have to pay for the service charge for our new place. So we take it. So in the picture you can see that we work with DHL. DHL is a very prominent delivery company in Indonesia and as well in the world. We provide almost 200 hampers for them during our lockdown, during our stay at our apartment. And because we only have a small appliances, we are not sleeping. We were not sleeping back then. There's only two of us. We sleep. We take turns in sleeping. So the oven will be on for 24/7. The oven will be on for 24/7 because our small oven can only fit two cakes at the most, right? And we finish all of that. And in fact, with all the custom made hampers and all the pre-order product that we can deliver from our apartment, we get more profits than when we open in the food court. Yeah, we get more profits than when we open the food court, and then we can pay for our next rent costs, and then we can also pay for the service charge for the place. We start the renovation on June 2020. This is our new place look like. It's a very good place because it's very big, it's spacious, and we can interact with another tenant in the same place. There's coffee shop, there's a jamu bar, there's a salon, and etc. I bought an oven as tall as me. Right now, I can buy an oven because we're so tired in using a small oven. We're not sleeping. Uh, our health is deteriorating, if I may say. So I bought an oven as tall as me to fit more products than we can ever imagine. We finished the renovation on August 2020, and we opened on the 1st of September. And after that, we got new products made. We start to move into the bakery. We start to create more than cookies, but we move to the baking bread. In the pandemic, everyone baked sourdough bread because sourdough needs time to cultivate, and then after that, sourdough also needs skills to be made. We was joined in a workshop in Bali in 2018, and then after that, we can use our knowledge and skills that we got from that workshop to make sourdough bread. And right now, it's a sold out product also in our place. And finally, Home Sweet Home. In September 1st, we can fully operate. Um, Back then, we want to open a large place. We want to make this place into a hangout place for people to enjoy their coffee, for people to enjoy the baked goods. But right now, we realize we cannot do it since the pandemic. People are encouraged to stay at home. People are encouraged not to interact too closely with one another. So we create a space with the focus on the kitchen. We create the bigger kitchen more than the hangout area, so that people can go inside our place and then buy the product for takeout. And we only serve 3 people maximum in our dine-in area, not more than 3 people, and all of them must wear a mask right now. We refuse to serve people without mask. That's what I can tell about Pipino's Bakery and how we are doing right now. If you're asking how you survived the pandemic, I may say that we're not survived the pandemic yet, because this kitchen also is still in testing. We have no background in bakery. We have no background in patisserie. I'm an academician before. I'm a social entrepreneur, and my partner, he's a civil engineer, and also he learned to design autodidactly, and we don't have any background in designing a kitchen space, so we're still in trial. Sometimes we got our head very we got a very severe headache, because I think the smoke from the chimney, the smoke from the hood of the oven is interrupting our works there. We haven't created a very good ventilation, but it's still in progress. But everything goes by testing. We never know if we haven't tried, right? But right now, when we do something, we know what's wrong, and then we try to fix it day by day, and also by serving our customer in this place is very different between this place and also the old place. We have a very different kind of customer here. We have a very different kind of demand. And that's why we have to create a different kind of product to serve them. So besides Pipinos, what people like us, youth, bakers, entrepreneurs, do during the pandemic. So I'm gonna tell you some initiatives. Some of the people here, I know them personally. Some of the people here, I know them by acquaintance, and some of the people here, I know them by Instagram only. But I have met them in several occasions, including a bazaar, including a pop-up market in Jakarta. This is our hero. Probably all of you guys from JMU, probably you tried their product already. This is our hero, and probably the hero for most soft cookie maker in Indonesia and also in the world. It's Levain Bakery, called to be the best cookie shop in the world. uh, in the pandemic, they tried to create frozen. They tried to create frozen soft cookies to create more profit for the company, and also to make people not queuing in front of their bakery, but they can get the product in the supermarket. So they create frozen. And our fellow entrepreneur, Bakesmith in Jakarta, they create a starter pack, a baking starter pack. Uh, Cake. They sell a lemon chia cake in their cafe. It's very popular, and people wants to try that. But during lockdown, people cannot go to cafe at all. So they create a starter pack where people can buy this box full of ingredients, and they can cook inside in their home using their own appliances, and got a very good result. And after that, we have another role model. It's Namelaka. It's also a pastry company in Jakarta. They create K in Neat. K is an island in Maluku. It's in Indonesia. It's a very small island where the condition is very rural, and you cannot reach the you have to reach the island by boat. People there, they have no knowledge about the pandemic. They have, and sadly, they have no knowledge about the pandemic. But the tourists come to their area because uh, the nature is very nice. The nature is very beautiful. So they are exposed. Actually, they are exposed to the outer world. They are exposed to the tourism industry, but they have no knowledge about COVID or whatsoever. So these three baker here, they they make sourdough bread and then they sell them. And the initiatives, all of the products sold, the result, they will all of the profits. They will buy mask, non-surgical mask for the people of Maluku. They have a very high demand back then, and then they bought a large number of surgical masks and then they distributed it for people of Maluku and especially for people in K Island. And we have our online mentor. They are a very good mentor. We join in a webinar course with them. They teach about food industry, they teach about packaging, they teach about handling complaint, and they have a catering also, local catering. Normally they serve people, they cater the people in the wedding, or they cater the people in the meetings, and they cater the people in big events in Surabaya, East Java, Indonesia. But right now they cannot do it because the mice industry is also deteriorating. So they have their new normal service. They deliver the bridal or the wedding catering to the house. So people cannot attend wedding anymore. And right now, wedding is right now wedding can be viewed in probably YouTube or online
Yeah.
channels, right? And they give wedding, they deliver wedding food hampers such as this. The food inside is very delicious. It's not limited to dried food. It's not limited to usual catering, but it's a very festive catering. They have good quality food, deliverable, personalized design, and memorable. This is for their business. It's very promising business as well. And lastly, we have our buddy Kurabesi Explorer. I once dived with them in Manokwari in Papua. They have a very big boat to take people island hopping or island jumping when they go diving. But right now, tourism industry is deteriorating as well. So Kurabesi Explorer have the initiative to collect donation, and they use their boats to deliver surgical masks and to deliver medical equipment to the people in the island. So that's all from me, I think. The last message in the last slide is we're in this together. Never lose hope. Exploit them. Just like Mbak Sylvie said, I have tried many things. So you guys, the people who are much younger than me, you should try more than me. You should try more things, much more than me. Thank you so much for the time, for the invitation. Very glad to meet all of you here. Hope we can work together in the future. Hope you can join this workshop activity for from tomorrow until the 13th of November. Thank you.
Thank you. So, um, any reactions? You have all the reactions button there. You are welcome to give reactions to our first speaker. I would like to hear something from the participants. From the short presentation given by Pipin, any short points that you would like to make before we continue to the second one? You can open your mic if you want to. Just a short comment.
Well, I would like to say that I really enjoyed listening. It was it was just such a pleasure to listen to. I just loved every part of it, honestly.
Thank you.
What did you learn from it, Robin?
Well, I learned that there is ways to deal with the hardships, and that innovation kind of happens a lot of times out of necessity, and that you can overcome the obstacles, and that you've managed to actually, build quite a successful business, just like, going like this, just keep going up, essentially, like a ramp.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, we obviously need help from all of you guys. When you have time here, people in Bandung area, you can visit my place. It's in Ranggamalala 8.
But you also
Oh.
deliver outside Bandung, right?
Yeah, I also deliver outside Bandung, but still in Indonesia. We haven't managed to deliver outside Indonesia, but we really want to do it someday.
Yeah, I can guarantee two things, guys. First, when Pipin said that she doesn't have any baking background, that's really true. She told me that the first recipe was from Googling in the internet. And the second one, it's they are really delicious. I'm a loyal customer. Okay. Yeah, next, I would like to introduce the second speaker. Can I have the PowerPoint for the second speaker, please? Yes. So our next speaker is Yulia Indrawati Sari. She's not a baker, but she is an eater. No, she is. She has been contacting me through Fiona's presentation, saying that she will visit. It's too late for you to know about her product. Okay, but Indri is actually a lecturer from IR department. You can read her CV later. We can share this material in your Google Drive later. Can I have the next slide, please? So again, Indri is now in International Relations Department, but her background was Bachelor of Engineering on Regional and City Planning at the Bandung Institute of Technology. And then after that, she focused her study on development studies, public policy, and governance. But I would like to talk about my personal experience with Indri, that she has been, I know her as a curious person who is really open for new information, new knowledge, and always eager to work on new topics and new projects. And one of her activities is with Akatiga, is a think tank that focus on young agrarian, if I'm not mistaken. And she's the right person to talk about young activism, youth activism. So Indri, the camera is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sylvie. Thank you for the organizer to give an opportunity to participate in this event. And hello, everyone. I hope you're all healthy and safe during this time. And as requested by the organizer, I'm going to talk about youth movement or youth activism. Although I'm no longer young, I'm no longer young anymore, but I'm going to talk about youth activism to provide you context with what you can do and youth have done in the past to improve lives, yeah. But Sylvia asked me not to talk about youth initiative during pandemic, not to give you any of you clue what to do. So I'm just going to talk about youth initiatives in general. Yeah, okay. Let me share some screen. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I would like to try one of the app. I hope it's here now. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, before I start, and I would like to give you some short question. Okay, I would like to have your participation. I have one very short question that in one word. Okay, in one word, in your perspective, of course. What does adult think about you or youth? Okay, what does adult think or view about you or youth? And you could answer your question by logging to open www.menti.com. It's here, the links. And you could use the code 607039NO, yeah? Only in one word, yeah? In your perspective. Okay.
innovative, perfect. Creative, agent of change, yeah. Okay. Is a very weather thinking ability. It's very good answer. Okay. Yeah. More too loud. Okay. Unstable. Okay. Yeah. Global citizen. The future fresh.
That looks like a balance between pro and
Yes.
cons.
yeah, it is. It is. And I need to think, how should I flow to the next question, to the next slide? Okay. Okay. Attractive. Yeah, it is indeed. It's a balance between negative and positive traits, pros and cons about adult roles in society. Okay. Motivated, game changer, kind of like unstable, imaginative, critical, independent. Yeah. Okay. Let's wait a bit more to get more answers. Future hope. Sylvia, what's your favorite answer? What's your most favorite answer?
I like the game changer.
Yes. Hope. Okay. I have eye problems, so when instead of reading hope, I think it's like HP. Sorry, it's very local joke. Okay. Too loud. Okay, past. What does it mean by past? Okay. So it's very interesting. Thank you. So who wrote past? Can you explain more the word past? Okay. Who wrote past? Yeah, indeed, it's past, right? Oh no, no longer. Yeah, this one. Past. Okay. Can I ask who wrote past, and maybe you could further explain what does it mean and how it's related?
Halo Mbak Indri.
Okay, hello, who?
Oh yeah, so it's me.
Okay, sorry.
Right pass.
Okay, thank you. Hi, sorry. Okay, Jeff, it's you.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
to
it's
meet
me.
you again, Jeff. Okay,
Hello Mbak Indri,
so
hello everyone.
hello.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, yeah. So could you
Yeah,
explain
so
more?
I
What
wrote
do you
pass
mean?
because yeah, so I wrote pass because I think that the adults think of us because we see they reflection of us, like you see, you mean, do you get what I mean? So like
Okay. 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 I got.
so they can teach us a better things. They can, see us
Okay.
in a better version of themselves in the past, like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's clear now. Actually, it's very lovely answer, Jeff. And nice to meet you here again. Okay, let's start. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Could you all see my screen? Okay. So this is my email address. If you need. Okay, we already. Okay. Okay. Yeah, actually, I like that you have more positive perception on how adults view you, because actually youth are often associated with negative traits. You are often framed in the mass media or even in the literature as, a group who are not interested with politics or being a political. not interested to contribute to society, you are inexperienced, you are unstable, you just like to have fun, you are being emotional and impulsive. So in short, you're probably one of the, groups that are invisible group and underrepresented groups that most of like state or adults don't view you as a group who could contribute to the society, who could improve our lives, and also non-speak on your behalf, and then state doesn't consider you having what we call as power to be considered in any decision makings of politics or any government programs. Yeah. And not only nowadays that we start to see your force, we start to see that you are actually one of a very important demographic group uh, to improve our lives, that you are actually a powerful agents of social change. And I mean, in the past, throughout history, you have made initiatives, in the politics. You are one force behind democracy movements, overthrow authoritarian regime. You are behind anti-war movement in the 1960s. You care about climate change and how we could protect our environment, how we could care forests, how we could contribute to provide access to those who couldn't have an access to good education. You care about agriculture, how farmers work hard, but they don't have enough income for their lives. And then you care that to some extent life has become intolerance, has become too homogeneous that don't allow any diversity to be acknowledged. And you are actually one of the force behind diversity, inclusivity, and you embrace more what we call more new approach. Yeah. And if you look for initiative and inspiration, I would like to introduce you to Ashoka Foundation. Ashoka Foundation is one of the international organization, okay, that consistently acknowledge and appreciate youth and how you could be a social agents in our day-to-day life. Yeah. So they have a program called Ashoka Young Changemaker Awards. Okay. And there are many of them spread across the world. Yeah. The countries. And then I would like to introduce you to some of them. Okay. There are many. Yeah. We have Jessica, who promote tolerance movement in Surabaya, and Rafa, who like to encourage and promote activities to have more sustainable energy consumption. Okay, because Rafa viewed that we waste so much energy. And then we have Maimuna from Bangladesh, who care about gender inequality problems and actually invite boys in her class to talk about that and to discuss that in Bangladesh we need to appreciate women and respect women, girls. And then we have Solbur from Bangladesh too, who cares about farmers and who initiate programs to improve farmer skills and knowledge to be able to link to wider markets. Yeah. Okay, so there are many initiatives actually from youth, and we continue to need you more. Okay, because we have so many problems in the world, so many gaps that could not filled by state, could not filled by adults, could not filled by business, of course. Yeah, there are many. I have listed some problems, and I know maybe the problems, you could add problems and we'll keep going and going again. Okay. So we have problem inequality, poverty, as you may know. Not all people have access to health, education. Not people have access to food, to housing, safe drinking water, electricity, or even road to help them to connect to others. And then not all of us live in peaceful condition. Most of them live, some of them live in fear, insecure situation. Not all of us, you know, have an agency to decide what's the best for themselves. Okay. And nowadays we have seen less and less green space, less public space, more and more buildings, maybe more food waste, more water waste, more energy consumption waste. Okay. And state doesn't always know what to do. They might be corrupt, or they're good enough, but still there is still lack in their in their programs. And then we also acknowledge some groups of us, like farmers, laborers. They work really hard, but with low wages and under exploitative conditions. And then we have seen the world probably become to what to homogeneous in setting any standards, okay, or in accepting belief and in belief and ideology. Some parts of the world have become intolerant, lots of stigma, and then there is only seems like one standard of success, beauty, or become exclusive. Yeah. So in other words, there are many groups in the world that are underrepresented and invisible. Okay. And then, yeah, we need you more to contribute to deal with this gap or problems. Yeah? Okay. And then despite what people may think about you, that as youth, you may not have enough resources, especially money, yeah, and there might be intergenerational conflict. They may think you are less experienced group, but actually you have so much strength. Okay, you are one of digital native group. You are digitally literate. You are most likely able to utilize social media or any information technology to improve lives. Okay, or we call it online activism or online social movement. You can speak truth to power because you are independent, you are impartial, okay? You can talk to your peers in ways youth can hear your voice, and you operate outside formal channels of political participation that make you impartial and independent to to critically monitor, evaluate if something's wrong with the world, with the state, with the business, for instance. And most importantly, that unlike adults who sometimes are too comfortable in certain way, in our habit and our practice, you are quite open for new knowledge, new method, and you could think outside the box. Okay, so you are one of the creative groups and with much energy. Okay? So you have so many resources. Okay. And then there are many things you could do from various perspectives, using different means or method. Okay, you could raise awareness, or you could act to provide information or fact, and then you could provide alternative narrative or stories. For instance, if we only have one narrative about how to define success. You could provide different narrative or stories that success means different thing for different people. You could generate income activities for those who doesn't have enough access to resources, provide them with skills, network, and link to market. You could do lobby and advocacy if you are interested in politics to make a better program that can reach the poor. You could do empowerment program to organize communities, group, to provide them with power and awareness that they can do and act upon their own resources. Or you could do protests, yeah, especially when you know there are no other ways to improve, and the only way for you to change the game is by mobilizing people and do protest, yeah. And you could also deliver care and services like provide alternative education, health. You could make initiative to give access to water for certain communities, for instance, yeah. So there are many strategies and approach that you could choose. Depend on you, of course, yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Thank you. And there are so many media you could use. You could use online, offline movement. You could use culture. You could join in organization. You could, again, mobilize people, or you could build your own communities and provide network to unite your voice. Yeah. Okay. And I would like to introduce you to some of the initiative. Okay. Sylvie, could you give me more 2 minutes? Okay. I spent too much time in Mentimeter, sorry. Yeah. And I would like to introduce you to some of the initiative here. Okay. So this is youth organization in Central Java and in West Java on my right. Okay. So in this organization, one young man, Mr. Budiman, okay, concerns that young is not interested with agriculture. Okay. So he developed an activities to introduce them with agriculture skills, and then to make them interested with agriculture, he provided incentive that after the harvest they could go picnic. Yeah, they could go to the beach and have picnic, and actually it works. Yeah, many young people in his village, men and women, know how to do farming, including organic farming. And this one, Komunitas 1,000 Gardens, is the community initiated by a young youth in Bandung, to promote food, what we call, to promote organic farming in our own backyard in urban communities. Okay. And okay, I can't move to next slide. Let me do. Sorry, Sylvie, I can't move slide. Okay. Wait, I just do something. I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't move slide. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. And this is one example of initiatives and education. Okay. Providing kids with place to read, telling them stories, and then other initiative is providing access for indigenous people, indigenous kids in remote areas, and also in Papua. And we have an initiative from a very young girl. She's from junior high school in Bandung, who cares that her friends cannot pay tuition fee. So She initiated garage sales, and the money are used to pay or to help her friends, and it became a movement in Bandung. Okay, and this is in politics that indigenous young youth in Canada conducted protests against the pipeline access, okay, because it passes their water sources, okay. This one is a movement protest in Jakarta 1998 to overthrow New Order regimes and anti-war movement. And this one is youth initiative in small district in Bandung. It's youth initiate a community to introduce them with political skills and knowledge, and youth in Lombok in eastern part in Indonesia helps government to improve universal healthcare system. Okay, and this is one man in Central Java initiated a program to transform waste into a very creative handphone casing, and now he has and now like a 10 or 11 around young men join with him. Okay, and this is of course initiative from you around the world to promote awareness and values of diversity, of sharing with disadvantaged group, on mental health problems, on gender equality. So, to end my presentation, I'm happy to meet all of you and looking forward to know your programs next Friday. But my message is only one: find your fire and do something. Thank you, Sylvie.
Thank you very much, Indri. Again, can we have reactions for Indri?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, if you have any question for the speakers, you can type your name and university in the chat box, or you can also use the raise hand facility in Zoom, or you can just open your mic. Anybody would like to pose a question? I have some keywords noted in my books, but anybody from the participants would like to make a comment or pose a question? Juan, the camera is yours.
Yeah. Hi. It's not a question. It's more like a comment to share, because when I listen to the phrase less experience to the youth, I also think that it could be an advantage, be less experience, because when you have experience in a party, in a group, when you have this experience, it's more difficult to think out of the box, and probably when you have this lack of experience, it's more likely to have any innovative ideas. So it's not that have or don't have experience is good or bad. It's like having a group with some people with experience, in addition to young people, for example, without a lot of experience, could lead to a good complementary group to make bigger things.
Okay, thank you, Juan. Thank you for that comment. So maybe you think that lack of experience is something like a blank, looking at youth as a blank paper where there is still room for improvement, something like that?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think, Indri?
Oh, I totally agree with Juan that like I think in the slide, one of the youth strength is your ability to think outside the box and being creative. It could be one of also the advent. So I agree. Maybe it's not. We cannot really view this as a negative one. Although if we Like in my environment, if we talk to policymakers, they always think when they talk about youth, it's just like, oh, they are less experienced, they don't have much wisdom. So we should not hear from them more. Okay, so that's something that I disagree with you. The same, that I've seen so many potential with you, that in their point that less experience is a negative thing, but actually it's not. It's actually your advantage to be creative, to think outside the box, because we adult, we get used too much with doing things, and probably we are being arrogant because we think we know more, and then we're not open to new idea, especially if it's a different idea. So yeah, I agree. It's your strength actually. It could be your advantage. Yeah.
Thank you, Indri. I know Fiona is also working with young people in whatever she is doing. Fiona, are you still there?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Well, who do you prefer? The more experienced or the less experienced?
Less experience, of course.
Yes.
Can you
Yeah.
explain why?
Because you know the idiom of the full glass and then half full glass and half empty glass, right? Because I see the less experienced ones are more open to new things, and that's why we can talk with them. We can create new ideas with them. We can share a lot more with them.
Okay. Thank you, Fiona. Anybody else would like to make a comment or pose a question?
Thank you.
Um, if not, I would like to ask Fiona, how do you feel about multi-layers challenges? Because I remember that you said that you are still trying to survive the pandemic, but then I remember looking at your Instagram feed where you had to close your store when there was a big demonstration in Bandung. So I could see that as
Oh yeah.
a multi-layer challenges. So you are already struggling with the condition, and then there's another thing happening, and another. How did you do? How did you survive that?
Yeah, during the demonstration, I think it's in 3 days. We don't really close the store because during those 3 days, there's a lot of demands. There's a lot of delivery demands as well. So we close the stores only when the demonstrants walk past our store. It's a very frightening time. I think for about 4 or 5 hours we have to close our store because some of the demonstrants not only walk past our store but also they ran through our store, and some of them were hiding inside our store. Yeah, so yeah, we try to think, we try to see everything as a good experience that we will memorize in the future. We can tell the story to our future kids, and after that uh, we can try to think how to anticipate when the next frightening things happen. Not only demonstration, but probably in the future we have a big appliances in the kitchen. There will be, or we hope there won't be any fire inside. We hope there's no other thing, but we just try to anticipate and love it all.
Yeah, that's what I like. I mean, like, I just would like to share with everybody that I saw the announcement in the Instagram feed saying that due to the demonstration, we are closing our store. But then a few hours later, they are saying that okay, we are back again. So my point is the potential, the courage to not give up immediately, not to close the store for the rest of the day, that kind of represent the struggle. So I really would like to highlight that from the way you survive this pandemic. Okay, any other questions or any comments from the participants?
Basil, I would like to ask a question.
Okay, go on, Jeff.
Yeah, to Miss Fiona, can I ask you, one main thing in business to make is profit. And seeing your effort during this COVID-19 era, you are so brave to actually expand your business during this pandemic era. When will you think you will get the break-even point turn, or maybe would you share a little bit why you are so brave enough to be to actually open up business or to expand your business during this pandemic era? Because a lot of business in Indonesia are closing actually, and they're bankrupt everywhere. I don't know. Maybe you could share a little bit. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's my question too, Fiona. Because today I read about one of the business that closed already, Kun's house. They are closing in Bandung already. So how did you take the risk?
Yeah, because Indonesia is already going through the recession, right? Already, almost, I think, or already going through the recession. Actually, we decided to expand our business in February, so it's before the lockdown happening. We already know that there's a COVID-19 in China, but not elsewhere. But after that, the COVID-19 happens also in Indonesia and also in Bandung. We already booked the place, so we have no way back. We have no way back. We just have to open the business and we have to adjust. We have to adjust our business to the demands of the people during COVID. What are their demands? We have to read the demands. Back then, our business was selling B2C, business to customer only, but right now we have to handle a bigger customer. We have to handle company, and also we try to supply to coffee shops as well, because people are still going to coffee shop right now, uh, with social distancing measurement, of course. They're still going to coffee shop, and also they're still the hotel started to opening again in Bandung. So there's a big potential for us. And also during the pandemic, people start to grow. I think people start to grow their empathy more. They start to give to each other. They start to give to their family, and as well, we can try to work other than B2C, but also in hampers, just like I mentioned before. So we try to read more on the customer demands. We have to survive. I already talked with my partner. What will happen when the recession happens and our business were forced to be closed again? So we just decided that we have to make a very cheap baked goods, probably bread, because bread is just like rice, almost like rice. It's will become a staple food again in Indonesia, because people are no longer eating rice, but people are starting to eating gluten-free food and also sourdough based food. It's healthier for them, especially people who stay at home during their days. They will eat it happily when they are given alternatives. That's all from me.
Thank you, Fiona. One last question or comment, if there is any.
Oh, sorry. I haven't answered the break-even point question, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the break-even point. Oh, okay. We're planning to reach the BEP in 1.5 years. In 1.5 years since after the opening of the first.
And you're still on track for that, you think?
We're still on track, I think.
Positive
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
If you don't have any other questions or comments, I would like to ask the two speakers to give a short last comment, last statement before we move to the next session. We'll start with Indri.
Oh, okay. I think no, it's yeah. I'm excited to meet all of you and excited to listen to your program next Friday. And I don't have any other comment except, again, I have to say my last slide, find your fire and find what you are passionate about. And then there are many ways to do something to improve our lives. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Indri. Fiona?
Okay, what I will say is this workshop is a very rare opportunity for you guys, um, because as I mentioned before, I haven't seen any design thinking workshop being conducted online. So this is the first time for me also as well. So I'm very interested in following, in joining your workshop in this 1 week and finally seeing your ideas in the last day. So please use this use this workshop well, because I will use it well. I hope you too. Yeah, sure.
The spirit of learning, yeah, continuous learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will see both Indri and Fiona on and off during the week, but they will definitely join us in the final presentation because they will join the panel of judges. And thank you very much for your time, the two of you, and warm applause for inspiring the participants. Hopefully your stories inspire them and make them think about what to do and what not to really do during their projects later. I think we will have a 5 minutes break before we start the next session with Erica and Peatrice. You can go to the toilet, stretch your feet, grab some more coffee, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the workshop.